Hello everyone. Hope we're all having a lovely evening. This is Cruis'n Blast, as the title screen helpfully points out. Now let me just crack open the ceremonial soft drink, as is tradition. Move my mic over a wee bit. Boop, boop, boop. Now, bit of background for those not familiar with it. Cruis'n Blast is the latest in the Cruis'n series of video games. It started in the kind of mid 90s, 96, 97, with 95 actually, with Cruis'n USA, which was an arcade game and the first game to use their claim to use the Ultra 64 game engine, which would become the N64, but obviously that wasn't actually the case. The Cruis'n Blast was Cruis'n USA was imported to the N64, as was its sequel Cruis'n World and its sequel Cruis'n Exotica. Then there was a spin-off on the Game Boy Advance, and that was pretty much it. There was the no-frills, who did this game, also did a Fast and the Furious arcade game, and it was ported to the Wii just as Cruis'n, but it wasn't that great. But this is it. This is the first kind of proper Cruis'n game in a long time, maybe nearly 20 years. Hi Ryan, good, glad to hear you're on the mend now, mate. So yeah, and I love this game. I'm not going to beat about the bush. It's so much better than the previous Cruis'n games, which were kind of a mixed bag. Some people loved them, some people hated them. This one is brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic, and I will demonstrate this firstly by playing through the arcade stages, because there's only 5 of them and they're a bit longer than you've got this Cruis'n Tour mode basically. It sounds like a great segment for a book. Maybe it will be in my Nintendo 64 encyclopedia. So here there's the tour mode, has all these themed tours. So there's 4 races at night, 4 races where you're being chased by the police, 4 races during the storm with a helicopter chasing you, dinosaurs and UFOs basically. These are all kind of shorter tracks. You can tell by the times that I'm completing them in underneath. But the arcade mode has 5 kind of tracks. I think that's the best kind of place to start. So we'll start with Death Valley, and why not? And I'll maybe do a different car for each one, because the variety of cars is ridiculous. As is always the case with these streams, let me know if the sound and video are okay. And because modern gaming means every single game has different sound levels, and I'm aware this one is quite a loud game, so I've turned it down as much as I can. But let me know if it's still too loud and I'll adjust things accordingly. We'll start with a simple Corvette Stingray, just to keep things sensible for the start. How much of this is Cruis'n, how much is Need for Speed, says Bashir. It's kind of its own thing, to be honest. It's more ridiculous than both of them. You see what I mean? There's kind of forward flips and barrel rolls, which give you speed bursts, and that's kind of makes it its own thing, really. But you see what I mean? Hopefully the stream quality holds up. The trick here is if you do a wheelie like this, or a kind of side wheelie and bump into a car, you'll flip over them. So you can use cars as speed boosts if you wheelie into the back of them. There's a tornado on the way. Hey, Casual Report, how's it going? No, I'm not doing well in this one at all. Oh, here we go. Oh no! Oh, there's bits of burnout as well. Because why not? on that. Pretty much straight out of Excite Truck as well, I reckon. So it's a kind of best of all kind of arcadey racing games. There's your finish line. A wee upside down flip. And there you go, there's your race. I don't know how well that looked because Twitch is famously awful at compressing fast motion, and that's as fast as it gets. So hopefully it wasn't just a mess of pixels and it kind of held up, because it's quite a fast game. This is kind of, I'm showing this because I love the game, but I'm also showing it because it's a nice little test of our Twitch setup, because basically if it can handle Cruis'n Blast, it can handle any racing game we want to do in the future. So hopefully, obviously I'll check back later, but hopefully everyone's happy enough with the quality, and I'll check when the stream's done, just to make sure I'm happy with it as well. Bit blurry but not crisp. Yeah, I figured that'd be the case. Like I say, this is the very worst our streaming setup will ever look, and it's purely down to Twitch. We can't make it look any better than that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's go with this Hummer. I've pimped this Hummer out basically. That's how it looks at first. But as you level up each car by winning races, you can add neon lights to it, put decals on the side, put a kind of armour body kit around it, and then sit the engine in the back in front like that, expose the engine. So that's it, all kind of fully pimped out Hummer. And you can do that with every vehicle in the game. So obviously the kind of main longevity is in playing through all these races with all these cars and leveling them all up so they've all got the kind of maximum pimp peach, as I believe the kids say. Probably the adults to this point. I'm sure Pimp My Ride's quite an old... Oh, Forza Horizon 5 streams are given. Absolutely. 100%. Let's do it. So Madagascar, you can obviously imagine various animals and such will be roaming around, so keep an eye out for that. Oh, and there's a plane about to crash. Just ideal. This drift, the drift's really satisfying, and the drift triggers that blast meter at the top, and when it fills up you can let go and do a really long boost. Like so. Bang. I'm just really happy with it. It's so ridiculous, but it's just like the perfect arcade racing game. It just throws set pieces at you one after the other and just doesn't really care. Look at that. Have you ever... When was the last time you saw a racing game that colourful? I'm not doing too well here. Just doing the wheelie into another car to kind of trigger a... Oh no! Second.
Second place.
El Barnetto says I was playing some Split Second earlier and this is hitting the same notes. Yes, definitely. It's that sort of kind of chaos, but like you say, it's more bonkers as they say. It's just crazy. The way to see the London one next. The London's my favourite track, because you'll see when the track starts, the London Eye. The big wheel basically splits, it comes loose from its support and starts rolling across the track, and one of the kind of capsules that holds tourists falls off onto the road, which I'm sure is fatal, but it's fatal in a humorous way. Here. Right, let's start going into kind of more odd cars, because you can unlock some of these kind of weird cars. So we'll go with an F1 car in London. Music's atrocious, but in like, the best way. Here we go. You'll see the London Eye in the background here, see it? And then this is the capsule falls off. I love that. What a ridiculous set piece. Through the eye. So yeah, I love it. I think everyone should be getting this game, I think. If you ask me. Oh no. Nearly at the end. Buckingham Palace is the end. There we go. Right into it. Deadworth means it says I'm getting some Sega Saturn vibes here. Yeah, it's properly 90s era ridiculousness. Yeah, Hot Shot Race was excellent. El Barnetto saying any word on this hitting other platforms? I doubt it, to be honest. The arcade game was published by Nintendo, and I believe Nintendo still holds some kind of rights. There's Martin stuff just said. I think Nintendo owns part of the rights because, like I said at the start of the stream, they kind of co-released, co-designed Cruis'n USA with Midway. Midway designed it and Nintendo published it as and pushed it in arcades as the first Ultra 64 game. So Nintendo's got a stake in it, so I'm not sure they would allow it to go on other platforms, which is a shame because 4K 120 FPS would look ridiculous. Right, let's go crazy and let's do a bike for now because it's going to be more entertaining when I do the big jump in this one. This is Rio de Janeiro and this has got my favourite jump in the entire game. This is the most Excite Truck jump in the whole game if you're familiar with Excite Truck. It's my favourite jump in the whole game is in this track. I will warn you about it, although it'll be pretty obvious which jump it is. These stunts aren't just for show. If you do a stunt off a jump, you'll gain extra speed as well, so I'm not just doing it to show off, it's actually a legit tactic. Right, here comes the jump, you ready? Best jump in the game. That's ridiculous. Oh no! There we go. Oh, landed on a bus as well, unfortunate. Oh no, go away! Yes, there we go. think this could be a good game for the Switch OLED, says Ryan. Yeah, I can. I've got my Switch OLED pre-ordered, and this is the one game I'm going to kind of christen it with, because the kind of ridiculous neon colours in it are just going to look insane in the OLED, so I can't wait for that. El Barnetto, I've got a train ride up to Newcastle next week, this will be perfect. There's no online multiplayer, that's the only reason I would kind of rate it down, is there's no online multiplayer. Yeah, it's 35 quid, it's a reasonable price, because although Nintendo's involved in it, I don't believe Nintendo's publishing it, so it's not like they're putting a Nintendo tax on it and charging 50-60 quid for it. It's reasonably priced. But as El Barnett was saying, they've got a train ride to Newcastle. This is the perfect game for it, because it's proper old school. All the unlockables are unlocked through normal play. There's no DLC, there's no microtransactions, there's nothing like that. Everything is unlocked by either winning tours, the kind of 4 race tours, or there's hidden keys. You can see those 3 keys above my time for each track. Pardon me, there are 3 hidden keys in each track, and if you find more keys you can unlock new vehicles basically. Singapore. Right, let's do Singapore in a helicopter, because why not? This is the most visually impressive track, well, the most kind of neon track. And again, it'll be massively blurry, so I apologise in advance, but that's just how Twitch handles racing games. You're probably just getting a mess of colour at this point, so apologies. So yeah, I assure you it looks, when you're actually playing the game you can actually figure out what's going on. Don't be put off by the fact that it's probably a mess on your screen just now. I love this bit. It wouldn't be a racing game without an underwater tunnel, would it? There's too many games have got those. I'm going to do a feature at some point on the best underwater tunnels in racing games. Get that one, F-Zero GX, Mario Kart. There we go. Holding up pretty well, says Bashir. Ryan says it looks good with so much neon. That's good, that's surprising. I was expecting this to just be just a complete blur, as if a clown had vomited onto the screen, so I'm glad that you're at least able to make out what's going on. Right, let's do one of the tours, because the tours are like kind of 4 themed races. Let's do the Dinosaur Tour, and let's do it as a dinosaur. I think that is a sensible combination, I think. I mean, every game should have backflipping helicopters going forward. That's the kind of standard I'm going to be expecting. Okay, so let's do the Dino Tour. Although there are technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tours with 4 tracks, making it 24 tracks. Some of them are repeated a wee bit. So say you can see the Dinosaur Tours get Dino Janeiro. It's basically the Rio de Janeiro track, but with a few tweaks and dinosaurs in it, basically. So you'll see when I do this track, you'll see similarities with the Rio de Janeiro one. I think the same jumps in it again, but you'll be able to tell there are differences as well. So we'll see. So let's do it as a Triceratops, because that just kind of makes sense. Yeah, let's put a neon frill around his neck. And we'll make him a pink Triceratops. Let's do this. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's flying under a lot of people's radars, and I'm hopeful that word of mouth, like stuff like this, will kind of eventually spread, and people will realise there's a decent amount to it. It just basically feels like a proper N64 Dreamcast era arcade style racing game where you just unlock stuff naturally through progression. It's just I just miss games like this basically, so I'm just glad it's not only like that but also massively fun to play. The drifting is perfect, the handling is perfect, it's spot on. The only thing is the tracks are maybe a wee bit too short for my liking, but that's about it, you know. Be nice. It obviously can't be done now because the game's out, but it'd be nice if they were kind of like laps instead of just point to point races. Oh. Yeah, it's slightly ridiculous. Oh no, I'm not going to finish this in first. Ah. Dinosaur barrel roll has pushed me over the line. Says Alberto grabbing this now. See, it's the dinosaur. The dinosaur sells people on it every time. It's a dinosaur that does it. Okay, well, I'm unlikely to get a gold medal for this. Basically, the tours are 4 races, like I say, and then you're given a gold, silver, or bronze cup at the end, depending on how many races you finish in first. I think you can do 3 in first place and then 1 in second, I think, for a gold. So the fact that was third means I'm pretty much stuffed for a gold, I think. I'll keep going anyway. I'm not going to, it's just a stream, I'm not going to retry the same track or anything like that. Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, considering that Ice Age kind of killed a lot of dinosaurs off, this is quite a harsh track to be putting them in, if you ask me. No, no. I love that the Triceratops still has an engine noise as well, which is a bit unnecessary. Yes, there's one of the keys I need. Those are the keys that unlock other vehicles. Here we go. Oh no! Yes, there we go. Flipped over them. But yeah, maybe it was a meteor. I thought it was the Ice Age, but I suppose there's... I think the Ice Age is maybe an old theory, isn't it? There you go. But I didn't think we'd be discussing dinosaur extinction theories. That's why you should all be following and subscribing to VGC on Twitch, because we are educational. There's no other Twitch channel out there that discusses how dinosaurs died. You're welcome, is what I'm saying. There we go. Oh, I missed a key. When you collect a key, it's kind of collected forever, so I can go back later and do that one after the stream's done. Oh, there's another one I just missed. Oh no! Not good enough, not good enough. This is Jurassic Park looked like if a kid was high on Haribo, says Martin stuff. That is exactly right. If you don't believe in dinosaurs, then you've basically just been watching an invisible, just basically been watching a track going with no vehicles on it. I've just unlocked a body kit for the Triceratops. I'm very curious. Very curious. It's a shame Santa's not in this, like, to my knowledge. I never say never, we might get Santa DLC. This is the Rio track again, so I believe it's got that same jump again, but only this time like the track's kind of shuffled around a wee bit, I think. So it's not exactly the same as the standard Rio track, just to mix things up a wee bit, so that train's there and stuff like that. Just so it's not just a completely the same track every time. Here comes the jump. The rooftops. Yes, here we go. Funnily enough, that car that crashed didn't count as first. When you crash into a car, it's just out. So even though it finished first, technically, I'm still first. How to explain to my friends that I won't be down the pub. I'm currently watching a Scotsman driving a dinosaur around a neon racetrack on a Friday night. Listen, people pay lots of money for stimulants that simulate a similar experience, so you're actually saving money here, and getting to see these sites legally as well, so that's a bonus. There's going to be a silver or a bronze cup, I think. Silver. Right, let's do a different tour then, shall we? Just to keep mix things up a bit. Whoops. Let's do the Storm Tour. Just so you can see the Yeti stage and some of the kind of lightning effects you get. Let's try and find that. Oh, I want to see what that body kit does. Yeah, look at its armour on its head. Look. You basically give it a big steel head plate. That's awesome. Okay, shall we go a hammerhead shark this time? Or a unicorn? Your choice. Twitch. First person to type in hammerhead shark or unicorn gets that choice. And then if we've got time we'll do the other one in the next tour. Unicorn it is. And then shark next time. See, we learn about dinosaurs and we interact as well. This is just clearly the best Twitch channel ever created. And you lovely folk are here on the ground floor.
Ready, set.
Now, what other racing game have you ever played where you race as a unicorn while a Yeti tries to grab you? Come on. Be sensible. Look at this. If you had to choose between this and Dominic Diamond's channel, which would you pick? I mean, I'm biased because I'm doing this one, so probably this one, but if you could pick a second channel, it would undoubtedly be Dominic Diamond's channel, because he's a modern day legend. But I would obviously never recommend any channel above ours, because I'm a shameless self-promoter. Here we go.
First place.
Look at those red eyes as well. Red eyes of justice. Hey Timpson. Let's level up this bloody unicorn and get some neon lights going. Yeah, I don't think Dominic has streamed for a while, but it's an entertaining channel when he does. He sings songs on his guitar and just generally chats about stuff he's about. Oh, it's got to be the horn, isn't it? Bashir's saying when you level up to neon, it's got to be the horn that glows, surely. Oh, it just made that. That's an ankle breaker if ever I saw one. The sparkles under it. Sure, you'll agree this is a very sensible game. There can be no messing around with. You've got basically Gran Turismo 7, you've got the upcoming Forza Motorsport 8, not Horizon Motorsport, and then you've got this all vying for kind of most realistic racing game. And so far this has got the edge by default because it's the first one that's out. So take that polyphonic and take that turn 10. This has got you beat so far. That is the most realistic game on the market of the three. Yes!
First place.
Not to shamelessly self-promote, but if you search my Twitter, you can see it there, at Scully1888. I did a podcast with Dominic Diamond a number of months ago to talk about the Games Master book, and it was a thoroughly entertaining hour, if I do say so myself. He was a lovely guy. Yes, Neon's upgraded. Once this tour's done, we'll jump over and see what that upgrade is. I think Bashir's right, it's got to be the horn. There's no other part of it, unless the whole bloody animal glows. It's got to be the horn. This level's just going to destroy your stream. I'm sorry. It's just the colours and then the reflections on the ground. It's just going to become a blur, this one. So I apologise in advance. I'm not sure how well you've been able to keep up with what's going on anyway, because I appreciate racing games on Twitch are just a blur anyway. But this one's really just going to be a smudge. So please just bear with me. Missed the key. That was a short one anyway, so there you go. Ah, cheers Ryan and Bashir. Yeah, Tara old hack will be coming back next year. Ready to get my Nintendo 64 book out of the way and then get some free time again. Obviously the majority of my modern gaming coverage is at VGC, because VGC is my job. So that's where the majority of my work is. But pardon me, when I get a bit of free time again next year, I'll do some kind of sillier stuff on Untitled Hack again. There is a difficulty set in Deadworth. I mean, I'm doing this just to kind of, this is the normal difficulty, just to kind of chill out a bit so I can talk and watch the chat and stuff as well. There is hard in the expert difficulty, and you unlock more vehicles as you get gold in all the tours and stuff. So I've got all the gold on every normal tour, and that then unlocks hard, and I'm in the process of working my way through hard just now. I'm just doing the normal one just now, just so I can chat like this, because I don't really concentrate too much on it. Normal will be a bit of a challenge for people until they get the hang of the drift mechanic, because you need to kind of drift all the time and stunt off every jump like that to kind of reliably finish in gold position like frequently. So normal isn't massively difficult, but finishing first every time can be a wee bit tricky. So yeah, it definitely gets harder than this. Don't be kind of put off by the fact I'm finishing top 3 in all of these and kind of first in most of them. It's just, I'm just playing on normal difficulty just so I can chill out a bit. Like, nobody wants a Dark Souls situation where I'm struggling on the same track like 10-20 times. Although, having said that, I'm not going to finish first in this one. So there you go. Outrageous trolling from Deadworth Main. Outrageous. I'll do one on hard after this. It's just rusty, as they say. Here we go. This is a silver, I think. Because of that third place at the end, this has to be a silver. Oh, gold. There we go. Yeah, let's see what the neon is on the unicorn. It's also I've only leveled up, fully leveled up the Hummer, and as you level up the cars, their stats go up as well. And I don't want to Like if I do the harder difficulties on anything other than the Hummer, it's harder. The idea is to kind of level up your cars in the normal stages first, then go to hard and race those. And I just thought the Hummer would be quite boring because obviously we've got unicorns and dinosaurs. That makes for a more entertaining stream. I'll do hard anyway. Let's see what that unicorn was. The nighttime one. What the unicorns neon is. It's got to be the horn. Oh no, it's the hoofs. Look, that's without and with. I'm assuming when it races that they'll glow. That's surprising. But the body kit might be the horn then. I don't know what the engine's going to be. There we go. If we're playing this in hard, I'm going to have to go the Hummer then, just to kind of see the Hummer's leveled up. You can see the stats are all kind of high. That's basically, you want to get every car to that stage so that you can viably kind of and reasonably have a shot at winning. Let's do the UFO. I'm probably not going to win this in hard because, like I said, the UFO is only level 1, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Let's do it. If I can win one of these in first, I'll be delighted because this UFO is seriously underpowered.
Ready, set.
See what I mean? They're all kind of blasting off ahead. And hard and expert, you really need to drift as often as you can. You need to kind of get the hang of drifting almost on a straight. Comes that jump again. I'm trying to concentrate more so I'm not talking as much because it's on hard. Yeah, this will be second at best, I think. Maybe not even that. Oh no! Oh, there we go. Bang. Delighted with that. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not sure if the controls are adjustable. I think this is what it is, but ZR is drift, if that helps. So if there is your dinner indeed. If you want ZR to drift, then it is. So you're sorted. A accelerates. I think B's brake, but I've never braked once in this game. This is not a game for braking. ZR is your drift. ZL is your turbo boosts. You start with like 2 or 3 turbos. That's about it. So I'm not sure if they're adjustable, but that's the kind of standards. This isn't really a game that needs kind of, I was going to say analog acceleration, but I suppose there's no analog acceleration on the Switch anyway.
Ready, set.
So yeah, as the difficulty goes up, obviously you just need to keep going as fast as you can and pretty much no crashing allowed, otherwise you're done. You need a kind of almost perfect run, basically. That wasn't so perfect. Try to bump into a car while doing a wheelie because that lets you kind of flip off them, but it's not working out. No, it's going to be third at best, I think. Oh, fourth. Just though, I'm not sure that counts. It is basically Breath of the Wild, but a racing game. It's exactly what it is. Yeah, R and Z are the same. I use ZR to drift, so you're good. I think we'll finish this tour, then we'll call it a night. We'll get 2 more races, and then I think we're done. We'll maybe do the London track again at the end, just for people who are joining us later, because I do think that's the best track. And then we'll draw a line under it, I think. Hopefully this hard tour shows that it does get more difficult and does require kind of like near perfect runs to get first place. Like stuff like this doesn't cut it. Obviously hitting the traffic doesn't help either. Oh, there we go.
First place.
It's a shame. Even if I get first, oh, neon for my UFO. I think even if I get first in this last one, I'm still not getting a gold because I got fourth in that other one. Yeah, let's do this.
Ready, set.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that over the last hour I've established that this game is just basically carnage in the best possible way. So if you're wondering, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen me going on about it, and hopefully this kind of explains why. And from what I can see by the comments, it looks like some of you are sold on it and some may be purchasing it, which is nice to see, because the more people who buy it, the more chance we'll get either extra content for it or maybe even a sequel, which would be amazing, because I desperately want more of this. Oh no! Third. Definitely sold on it. When's the physical copy out? I think it might be out. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It came out, the digital version came out on Thursday. So I'm not sure. It's carnage, exactly. So I'm not sure when the physical version's out. It might already be out. Right, that's silver at best. It's maybe even bronze, I think. Silver, alright. Well, let's do, to round it off, for people who are just joining us, let's do London again but this time as a hammerhead shark, and I think that's probably the most apt way of finishing it. I'm not sure why, but stuff it. We haven't been the shark yet, so let's just do it. Because why not, indeed. So there's other stuff I'm still I still need to unlock the hovercraft. There's 3 more things I still need to get. But most of your cars start off fairly generic, standard stuff. Then you start going police car and the kind of weird stuff, motorbike and a quad and a fire engine and a double decker bus. So let's do the hammerhead shark. And we'll do London and then we'll call it a night there, I think. A lovely way to finish it, if I do say so myself.
Welcome to London. Ready, set.
No Easter House, sadly. Easter House isn't in it, didn't make the cut. London, Rio de Janeiro, Hollywood, Las Vegas. No Easter House. Maybe DLC, but we'll see. I'll try and get a hold of the developers and have a word. Like no North Lanarkshire or Greater Glasgow at all, which is just an oversight. But like these guys are like crunch is a real thing, so we'll let them off with it, but maybe next time. Plus, I'm pretty sure trains don't ride in the middle of the street in London. It's called the Underground for a reason. Is the shark going to finish in first to round this off perfectly? Or does he not have does he not have the legs to finish it off? I don't think he does. Come on, son, you've got this. Oh! There you go. There is your dinner. A shark supper. So there we go. That is Cruis'n Blast. A literal blast. Not literally, it doesn't explode. There are no explosives in it. But yeah, it's a great wee game. Let's see what the neon does to shark and then we'll call it a day. Out now on the Nintendo Switch Home Entertainment System, TM. And like someone said earlier, it's 35 quid, which is reasonable, I would say, for an arcade style racing game. Yeah, let's see what the shark's neon is. Oh, look at that. It all glows. Lovely. Hybrid entertainment system, that's obviously what I meant. Don't sue me, Nintendo. So there we go. Thank you all very much for watching, as always. Please do follow if you aren't already, and spread the word. If people on Twitter are like, what is a nice Twitch channel to follow? Say VGC, mate. They show you sharks jumping off cliffs, and they discuss what killed the dinosaurs. The guy drinks iron brew, he talks funny, and sometimes they ride unicorns through neon streets, and no other channel can promise that. Some might, but we do it best. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will catch you soon with another video very soon, and enjoy the rest of your evening / afternoon, depending where you stay. Cheers guys, bye bye.